Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Gates County Board of Commissioners' regular scheduled meeting. My name is Emily Truman. I serve as the 2026 Board Chair. I'm joined by Vice Chair Nathan Berryman, Commissioners Jonathan Craddock and Brian Roundtree, Assistant County Manager Warren Perry, County Attorney Pitt Godwin, and Clerk to the Board Renee Draper. Commissioner Forsyth will be unable to join us this evening. I'm going to go ahead and open with the invocation and pledge. Father God, we thank you for the opportunity to come together for county business in your name, Lord. We pray that you just let us listen with open minds and that you let us work together for the betterment of the county and that you see us all home safely this evening. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. So to open the meeting, we have a public hearing. I'm going to need a motion to open the public hearing to receive public comments regarding a proposed action to change the personnel ordinance to a personnel policy.
So moved. Second.
All right, all in favor? That is unanimous. Mr. Perry, if you could provide a brief background to the board and to the public for this topic.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good evening, Commissioners, Attorney Pitt Godwin, employees, and citizens. The transition from a personnel ordinance to a personnel policy involves several reasons, including the need for clarity, the need for consistency, and the need for structure in the workplace. A personnel policy manual serves as the basis for all HR-related documents, ensuring uniform standards across different departments and locations. It also protects both the employer and employees by outlining duties, rights, and minimizing disputes and legal risks. Additionally, a personnel policy aligns with specific laws to ensure compliance, reflecting on our values and culture. With the changes with the HR environment and current labor laws, regular updates will be needed. It is best said that the personnel policy is the blueprint by which an organization runs. As noted in our commissioners' meeting on November 10th of last year, the commissioners in previous years had failed to adopt a new policy. The latest edition of the new policy is posted on our website, as well as copies here right behind me at the podium. After the proposed adoption of the new policy, I will hold departmental meetings to discuss the changes and how it may affect each employee. Some of the noted changes are implementation of Gates County longevity pay, per diem increases for travel meals, increased vacation accrual rates, and provisions for overtime pay with county manager approval. At this time, I will yield back to Madam Chair.
All right, thank you, sir. Mr. Draper, do we have anyone signed up to speak? No, all right. With no one here to speak on the changes suggested, if we could get a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved. Second.
All right, all in favor? Okay, so we are unanimous and out. So before proceeding to the next item on the agenda, I need a motion to repeal the current personnel ordinance as the adoption of the personnel policy is listed under the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
All right, and all in favor? And that is unanimous. Thank you all. All right, so moving down, are there any additions or deletions to the agenda as presented? And if none, I ask for a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved. Second.
All right, all in favor? Show of hands, and we have unanimous. Great. Are there any other amendments or clarifications to the consent agenda? And if not, a motion to approve the consent agenda would be in order.
So moved. So seconded.
All right, all in favor of the approval of the consent agenda? Okay, that is unanimous. All right, moving into public comment. I do have a note here, audience. The board recently revised the rules of procedure, which took effect last month. 2 public comment periods are still available during our meetings, but the format has changed to be topic specific. The first comment period for agenda-related topics only, with a 5-minute time limit. If you wish to speak on any item listed on the agenda, this is your opportunity. The second comment period held at the end of the meeting for all other topics with a 3-minute time limit. There are 2 separate sign-on sheets for this topic-specific revision that will be at the front of the meeting, and we'll repeat this for the next couple of months as we move into this new process. So with that said, do we have anyone signed up to speak for the first comment period? No. Okay. Well, moving straight along, we will have the sheriff's office update next. And I know Sheriff Campbell has something for us.
Good evening, Commissioners, Mr. Perry, Attorney Godwin. Coming tonight with a lot of good news. I'll try to get through it as quick as I can. You've heard me stand up here and talk about Prime Health before. Well, I wanted you to be able to hold that in your hand and look at it and see how much this company saves our county. This has to do with inmate medical bills, and that is something that's been a thorn in my side since I became sheriff. When you have an inmate, people don't realize this, when you have an inmate, he's in your custody and he goes to jail and he has a medical condition. Well, there's a cost for that, and that cost comes directly back to the county. It's not picked up by the state. Our county has to pay for that. So through the Sheriff's Association, I was made aware of Prime Health. So they do what's called a scrub on our bill. When we get inmate medical bills, we send these bills directly to Prime Health. They do what's called a scrub, and you can see by this, is almost cutting the bills almost in half. You can see here on the total charges from July to December, our inmate medical was $47,000. Through Prime Health, that bill was cut to just a little over $29,000. So just in this statement alone, they saved the county almost $18,000. So it's a wonderful thing, and we have saved a lot of money. And of course, you got inmates that's trying to play the system, and we call it incarceritis. You know, they're fine, but once you put cuffs on them, they immediately get sick. So anyway, our body cameras, we got those in. We're just getting started in the training on those. Hopefully we'll have them up, and everybody will be. We've got 10 total body cameras, and we hope to have them on and the officers trained and ready to go with them by February 1st. We got 2 more new vehicles in. These are Destroyer Gray Durangos. They look really, really sharp. We could not get the black, but the Destroyer Gray still looks really, really good striped up. So Michael Bunch, bless his sweetheart, he got the first new one, so I'm glad to give that to him. One other thing, our call volume for the month of December was 501 calls, so we're still busy. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Okay. We have no old business, so moving on to new business. Madam Clerk, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Commissioners. I have so much. I have a slideshow for y'all. You ready? All right. So at the very back of your agenda, you're going to find detailed information from the recent Local Emergency Planning Committee. This material includes updates, excuse me, on emergency preparedness initiatives, community safety protocols, and collaborative efforts between local agencies. Mr. Tutwiler requested that this information be shared with the board to ensure transparency and alignment with ongoing safety measures. Sharing this information not only fulfills compliance requirements, but also reinforces commitment to proactive planning and public safety. Next item is the Albemarle Commission is accepting applications for the 2027 Essential Single-Family Rehabilitation Program for homeowners in Gates and Terrell counties. This program helps eligible homeowners make critical repairs. The program prioritizes elderly, disabled, and veteran households, as well as homes with health and safety hazards. This information has been shared on our Facebook. And if anybody needs more information, they can reach out at the number listed for Albemarle Commission. All right, right here on February 12th at 6 p.m., the Gates County America 250 NC Committee will host Lisa Peyton Jones of Washington Waterfront Underground Railroad Museum. She will be presenting an interactive living history program that promises to be both educational and engaging with some singing and dancing. We're really looking forward to this, and additional details about this event can be found on our Facebook page, on the A250 Gates County Facebook page, and here is a QR code for that, and it will take you directly to that page. Next, we have the quarter-cent sales tax referendum information. I have emailed the board the final draft of this brochure that you see listed here, and a hard copy is at everybody's seat. Administration is ready to move forward with bulk printing, and then we'll distribute to ensure widespread community awareness. Educational materials will soon be available on the county's website, and this QR code here that you see will take you directly to that site that houses all the information. Additionally, a town hall meeting will be scheduled on February 24th at 7:00 p.m. And right now, the location is to be determined. We are having coordination efforts of trying to find a centralized location in the county. So this town hall is going to serve as an open forum for residents to ask any questions, express any concerns, and gain clarity on referendum details. The 2026 property listing period is currently active and will run into the end of this month. All personal property must be listed by January 31st to avoid a 10% penalty. Licensed vehicles are excluded, but untagged vehicles and items like boats, ATVs, and farm equipment must be listed. The elderly and disabled residents may qualify for exemptions, so we just ask that you please contact the tax department at the number listed here if you have any additional questions. Community advisory boards. During the October meeting, consideration of adopting resolutions and rules of procedures for several newly established boards was tabled here. As you all are aware, these advisory boards are designed to enhance citizen engagement and provide specialized input on local issues. It was discussed that evening that the board should collectively review each of these boards, and I'm prepared to present the information that I do have at any upcoming work session. This information actually has not been shared online yet. From February 16th through February 27th, the Emergency Operations Center here in Gates County will host a Highway Construction Trade Academy. This is going to offer both classroom instruction and hands-on training. The program is funded by the NCDOT Office of Civil Rights through its On-the-Job Training Initiative. Topics, as you see here, are going to include safety protocols, equipment operation, and project management fundamentals. Registration is required to ensure proper planning and resource allocation, and I will have this information posted within the next few days. Excuse me. Next, the regular scheduled meeting scheduled is February 18th. I will not be in attendance due to my participation at the IIMC conference. The board meeting will proceed as scheduled, and any necessary arrangements for agenda management and documentation will be made in advance to ensure a smooth process. Convenience centers, the 2026 calendar is on our website now, and a note just to reference for the audience and folks online, there are other counties listed, so just make sure that you pay close attention to Gates. That is that last column before the next section. This flyer was shared with me recently, so I throw it in here for this evening. The COA Small Business Center, will hold a marketing and a rural community training on March 3rd from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Merchants Mill Pond State Park. County offices will be closed January 19th in observance of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. Also on January 19th, the Merchants Mill Pond State Park will host a Day of Service volunteer event from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Volunteers are encouraged to bring appropriate outdoor gear, including gloves and closed-toe shoes. All right, and I've got this proclamation was in your agenda packet, and I will now read it, which I will ask for the board's consideration and approval. So, proclamation honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Whereas Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was born on January 15, 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia, and devoted his life to justice, equality, and the peaceful pursuit of civil rights for all Americans. And whereas through his leadership in the civil rights movement, Dr. King helped secure landmark social and legislative progress, including greater access to voting, fair housing, and equal treatment under the law. And whereas his commitment to nonviolent action, moral courage, and dignity of every person advanced the cause of human rights and brought about lasting change in communities across our nation. And whereas Martin Luther King Jr. Day is recognized as a federal holiday to honor Dr. King's life and legacy and to celebrate his enduring contributions to freedom, equality, and service. And whereas this holiday encourages reflection on Dr. King's vision and challenges each of us to uphold the principles of justice, compassion, and civic responsibility in our daily lives. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Gates County Board of Commissioners that Monday, January 19th, 2026 is designated as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day in Gates County, and we encourage all residents to honor his legacy through reflection, community engagement, and actions that foster greater understanding and equity for all. And then last but not least, just in lieu of Mr. Sauer, here's some picturesque scenes here, right here from Gates County. And that's all I have.
Thank you. I think the only point of action for that is if we can get a motion to adopt the proclamation as read honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
So move. So seconded.
And all in favor? It's unanimous. All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you. Assistant Manager Perry, I'll turn to you for County Manager updates.
Okay, thank you. The auditing firm of Maulding and Jenkins is in the final review of the county's financial statements for the fiscal year end June 30th, 2025, and it is anticipated the report to the commissioners will occur at the February board meeting, which we now know will be on the 18th. As previously reported to the board, the fund balance for the general fund increased by $554,798, and the unassigned fund balance is now $6,271,705, as of June 30th of 2025. And is using the LGC's formula, the county's general fund balance available for appropriation exceeds now 39%. Sales tax receipts exceeded the original budget ordinance by $273,318, or 7.3%. The county's tax collection rate improved from 96.5% to 97.10%. So we appreciate the citizens and the tax office for this improvement. Also, major kudos to the Public Utilities Department and the Finance Department for coordination and transition to the monthly billing cycle for all water customers next month in February. The county will be seeking requests for a statement of qualifications for the architectural services to assist in the building of a new community center. We will continue to update the county on this progress. And lastly, on the HR front, the county will be implementing management training for supervisors later this quarter. And that is all I have.
All right, thank you, sir. Move into commissioner updates. Commissioner Roundtree?
Yes. Hope everyone had a great holiday. Happy New Year to everyone. My first update is Trillium update. And on January the 29th, which is a Thursday, check-in began at 8:30, and this is from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. This is the reentry program that we had once here in Gates County. This one will be located at Elizabeth City State University. The address is K.E. White Ballroom, 1704 Weeksville Road, Elizabeth City, North Carolina 27909. And this is a simulation of how people who transition from being incarcerated to the real world shows the challenges and the adjustments that they make in order to make that transition as smooth as possible. It gives us a greater awareness of what they go through throughout this transition. It's very interactive. It has scenarios in which the former incarcerated citizens face, the challenges they face. So this is going to be great. I attended one before along with Madam Chair. It was very insightful and also gave me a better understanding of what these citizens that's transitioned from incarceration to regular society, how difficult it can be and how much they need support during this transition. So that's going to be on Thursday, January 29th, at Elizabeth City State University at K.E. White Ballroom. And you check in at 8:30, and then the actual simulation, the program is going to be from 9 to 12. Also, a Trillium update, we have Eating Disorders Awareness Symposium. This is going to include mental health impacts and also mental health concerns. This is going to take place February 27th from 8 to 11:30 a.m. It's going to be at Berea Baptist Church, 2033 North Road Street, also in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. This is going to be very good for making the community aware of different eating disorders, bringing them awareness, how to counter that, things to do, to implement. And last, I want to give congratulations to Mrs. Shonda Harrison. She's the business owner for Totally Kids Learning Center. She just recently opened up, and this was a great daycare opportunity for our community because it relieved the public schools of their daycare challenges. Also, it provides daycare for our citizens, and it's a great business opportunity for Ms. Harrison. I had a chance to be at the grand opening, at open house, and it was beautiful. The classrooms were structured well. They had some students there. The teachers were on point. The environment was a loving, nurturing environment. A win-win situation because, daycare is very essential for the working class We need a place that we can be comfortable and know that they are being taught, know they have safety throughout the facility, and knowing that love and nurturing is taking place. And I'm so grateful that she was able to partner with Gates County Public Schools, and also she's providing great daycare services for our citizens, for our parents, and I applaud her on that. That is my final update for tonight.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Craddock?
Personnel policy. How long has this been going on, Pitt?
A long time.
I know at least three county managers, and it started out. The rough draft of it was rough.
It was
for
rough.
our employees, and then I want to throw a number out there. It's probably been going on for 10 years.
Probably right.
And we got it today. So that's a big kudos to Mr. Perry and Mr. Sauer for getting that accomplished. It's been going on for a long time, and it's something else we've put to rest. Water billing going back to monthly. I know I want to enjoy it. I look at my wife all the time. It's like, we pay the water bill. Getting back on that monthly cycle is just, it's going to be better for everybody. I've had a number of citizens reach out to me over the last couple of weeks. I've talked to Commissioner Truman or Madam Chair about it some and got some information from her. I know she did a lot of research around the Board of Education and filling the Ewer seat. They announced they were not going to fill the Ewer seat at this time until the election. And my constituents in Ewer don't feel like they have a voice at the table, so hopefully they will not be making any major decisions without great thought, and hopefully they can wait till they have that seat filled after the election. So I just wanted to relay the messages that I've been getting from my constituents in Ewer. So that's all I have.
All right, thank you, sir. Vice Chair?
All right, thank you, Madam Chair. Looking forward to this new year as we begin to work on the many things that our county has going on. With the completion of some of the designs that we've been working through over this past year, and putting those to bid so that way we can select a contractor and get moving with those improvements with the water systems of the county. It's been a long time since they've been able to do those type of improvements, so we are looking forward to that. We're looking forward to our work sections that we have with our county employees, and as we continue to move into the new budgeting season and understanding the needs and requirements for our county, and as we work through that. So we encourage anyone to reach out to discuss anything that you would like to see within the county's budget this year, and because this is our budget season, we're going to be having those type of discussions over the next few months as we lead into that. The chair and I this past, and I'll let her speak a little bit more about this, but this past week we continued our training as far as on the leadership side with the NCACC. And it's always a good time when you can get together with a group of other commissioners from our other 100 counties within North Carolina and see how they do things. What do we do that's working better than what they do, and what they do that maybe working a little bit better than we have, and that free flow of ideas is always good to be able to have that engagement with them. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the teaching sessions that we had as we try to further develop ourselves as county commissioners. Just yesterday, I had my quarterly meeting with the GITS, and I tell you, just to see what Ms. Patrice does and everything that she works through and accomplishes is just outstanding. With the little bit that she has, and she can go so far with what little bit that she has, and so I enjoy sitting on that board and working with them and listening to what needs that they have for company, and representing them to the board as well, and And so I appreciate that time yesterday as we went through their upcoming plans for this year and how they can continue to expand their services. And so I ask everyone that service is available. So if you need a ride anywhere, they will be glad to give it to you. And so that concludes my meetings for tonight.
Thank you, sir. And I just have a few things. Yeah, I'll mention the NCACC. It's leading your governing body. It's informally called Chair, Vice Chair training, just to kind of go over statutes, legal issues, just kind of make sure you're on the up and up on what the different laws are as you move forward with governing. And it's always, like you said, pretty exciting to get together with other commissioners from across the state and kind of hear the things that they are going through, the different things that they've overcome. We always end up talking about, public comment periods, and that's a thing across the state. Most people, 1 comment period a month, 3 minutes. I like that we're a little more gracious with the 5 minutes at the beginning and the 3 minutes at the end, and different things like that. Just giving the community the opportunity to speak is a pretty big deal, I think. And so that's something that we appreciate having the opportunity to do. I will reiterate what our lovely clerk was saying about trying to get a location secured for the town hall for this Article 46 that I did want to talk about for just a minute. Verizon killed my opportunity today to try and reach out to most people that I planned on calling this afternoon. Verizon decided I did not need to call anyone, so nor did tens of thousands of others across the country. So those calls will happen as soon as we have that location secured. We'll have that information out on Facebook and on the website, and then again mentioned at the next meeting. We'll make sure we announce that there because we do have another commissioner meeting before that night. But I know there are a lot of questions about what is this quarter-cent sales tax referendum, and it will be on the ballot on March 3rd in the primary. During the October 15th meeting, around the 30-minute mark, we had discussion under old business that focused on what this was for, and it would be countywide food insecurity. This past year, in our budget process, we voted to fund the food nutrition program, child nutrition program at the schools. So right now in Gates County, all of the children in the public schools have free breakfast and lunch to them. There have been numerous positive statements come from staff at the schools stating how hungry kids made learning more difficult and how it's been better this year. The kids are not as anxious, not as irritable, and they're fed, which is a big deal. We'd love the opportunity to continue doing that, and that's where this Article 46 comes in. Essentially, if you spend $10,000 on sales in the county in a year, you're gonna have $25 go towards food insecurity. For every $10,000 you spend, not including prescription, groceries, medications, any kind of medications and gas, those don't go up because you can't per law. So $10,000, it's $25 basically, that's going to go to food insecurity. And food insecurity is included, we didn't want any extra funds going to just miscellaneous things. So we have encompassed this as saying food insecurity across the whole, and that includes the food nutrition program. That'll be programs like gyms, the backpack ministry. Recently, in the past few months, we've had some local initiated, local church groups initiated those type things, food pantries that are there for the public. That will give us the opportunity to be able to contribute to those as well. The entirety of these funds would go to food insecurity, whatever that looks like, taking care of our children first, and then moving into gyms and other opportunities. So we'll have more coming forward on that. We have some videos, we'll have some Q&As. We have the town hall. We're going to put more information on Facebook as we have it and as we can. But it is something that needs to be talked about because March 3rd is right around the corner. And I think, lastly, I just want to say the reentry, I did not know about that. If you have the opportunity to go, I will never not push for people to go to the reentry training. It is phenomenal. It will give you a perspective that people need. So it is a free program. He mentioned January 29th at ECSU. So if you can do that, I'll ask if we can have that put on our Facebook page as well, the link, so that we can have that accessible. That is all I have. We're going to move into the 3-minute public comment period. If we have anyone signed up for that, One of the things that we had taken away from our time in the leadership training last week were counties stating that they have timers or mic cuts, that kind of thing, at the end of the time, so that the chair or vice chair, whoever is up here, doesn't have to interrupt to cut the speaker. So those things will be implemented at different times to kind of help see how we facilitate it and if it goes a little smoother. But right now, I'm going to defer to the clerk to see who we have.
Kelly Turner.
All right. So if you could come up and just state your name and voting district for the record.
Thank you. You guys, these first.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't have enough for everybody.
You're good. We can share if we need to. Yep.
I got you. I do have two more.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, okay.
My name is Kelly Turner, and I am in Gates. I'm here tonight to follow up on an email that I sent to the board and county manager regarding an incident at our property involving deer hunting with dogs. While the incident itself was unsettling, I want to be very clear that my goal tonight is not to ban dog hunting in Gates County. Hunting is an important part of our culture and heritage. What I am asking for is a thoughtful, modern restriction that reflects how our county has changed. Gates County is not the same as it was decades ago. Large tracts of lands have been divided into smaller parcels. Families live closer together. Many residents raise livestock, keep pets, and are tending to the land more like a homestead. With these changes, the way that we manage deer hunting, especially by running dogs, needs to be reevaluated. Recently, 7 to 8 dog hunting trucks were parked along Highway 37 beside our property while hunters waited for their dogs to push deer out of the swamp behind our home. We do not allow dog hunting on our land and have been clear and respectful about that for the past 3 years. Despite this, a pack of dogs came out of the swamp and approached our goat and chicken pens and created an unsafe situation. The law was called, and after a good while, the hunters were finally able to contain their dogs after catching them by hand and pulling them by their collars into their dog boxes. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but this situation highlights a larger issue of safety and accountability. I would like to ask the board to consider reasonable restrictions on deer hunting with dogs, such as requiring minimum acreage, such as 500 acres or more to run deer dogs, whether that's combining acres or individual parcels, prohibiting hunting activities from public roadways, including parking and waiting along highways and narrow back roads, and requiring hunters to actively follow their dogs or only retrieve them at designated points within property they have permission to hunt. Also strengthening expectations that dogs remain within land where explicit permission has been granted. These type of restrictions are not anti-hunting, they're pro-safety, pro-property rights, and pro-community. I'm going to skip this part because I'm almost out of time. I knew this is an issue that the board has addressed before. Because of that, I reached out to members of our community to hear their thoughts, and I was surprised by how many people, long-term residents and newer families alike, shared these same concerns. The people want change, and I am here to help them achieve it. I am not here to speak during public comment and never hear about this issue again. I would genuinely welcome the opportunity to sit down with members of the board or participate in a working group or public discussion to explore what next steps would look like to update our county ordinances. This is not about personal opinions for or against dog hunting. The board has a duty to serve the people of Gates County, and the people want to be heard. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. All right, do we have any others? All right, Ms. Saunders, if you could just state your name and voting district.
Good evening, Commissioners, Mr. Perry, Attorney Godwin. I am Crystal Saunders, resident of Gatesville, probably about a mile and a half from here. Mr. Berryman, you actually touched on something I was going to talk about. I was in church 2 Sundays ago, and older lady got sick. Ambulance was called, and I know we don't have 911 and, all that foolishness from before and all of that. However, I'm sitting there thinking, we need to get some other people trained in our county, because the ambulance people that were on duty, they were down in Eatonton. Suffolk had to be called. Thank kudos to Perquimans or whoever runs that center now. Kudos to them. And they came directly, they were there. By the time Gates County got there, she was loaded up, getting ready to go out the parking lot. So there is something that has to be done as a community, whether we do something as a community where we have more volunteers, more equipment at different places that can be utilized, because she passed out. Oxygen is a big thing, you know. We have this new thing now where you can buy the spray cans of oxygen. I'm like, I'm investing in that for my family. You see what I'm saying? And so, but you think about your churches and stuff, and to the thought of she's passed out, I'm a science teacher. I teach biology. Seconds matter when you're talking about somebody who don't have a pulse, not breathing. And so that is a real concern. So if we could start conversations around something like that. All right? Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Do we have anyone further?
Ms. Ann Howe.
Okay.
Ann Howell, Hall Township. I just have a quick question. You mentioned that the water bill will be going back monthly. Is that correct? Was there anything said about the billing going back to Gates County instead of going to wherever?
Honestly, we can look into that, but as of right now, no.
I think we were told at the time that they hoped it would be coming back to Gates County. And I know a lot of people, for one, I drive to Gatesville and to pay it here because I'm stubborn. I'm just not going to mail it, especially with mail going up like it is right now.
My wife does the same thing.
A lot of people do.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. And I'm just going to say I'm glad you're here because you can, I don't know. Still, okay. All right. Is there anything? That's all? Okay. All right. With all the business addressed, we will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Madam Chair, if I might, before we adjourn.
Absolutely.
I would just like, as county attorney, to reiterate what Commissioner said in regards to thanking Warren Perry and Scott Sauer for their hard work in getting the personnel policy together. We spent many hours on it, and we spent many years on it before. It's a very important thing, and they need to be recognized for their work. That's all.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Godwin. I would want to recognize the team we had that assisted with that was Patrice Lassiter, Willie Smith, Lisa Cherry, and Christy Barham. So kudos to them also. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Yes, sir. All right. We will now look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So seconded.
All right. All in favor? We are adjourned.